And here goes Desperate Disney again. Let's hope we get something interesting. The f***? Welcome to Cynicritic. I am your sanctimonious prick of a host, Phil J. Let me start by saying that since Disney got their happy-go-lucky feel-good magic hands on the Star Wars franchise, we've all been waiting to see what they could do. We got The Force Awakens, which was okay. Then we got The Last Jedi, which wasn't. Then Rogue One, which was a pile of awesome. Then we got Solo, pile of shit. It's been so up and down, we don't know what a series is going to be like, but we're dying to find out. It's official, Disney have us by the balls, and they know this. But let us retract said magic hand from thy nut cup and take a look at The Mandalorian. It's a little after the galaxy is freed of the Sith and the Empire. The Republic is trying to piece it all back together. We start off not knowing what to think about this Mandalorian guy. Is he good? Is he evil? Is he indifferent? But we learn pretty quickly he's a bounty hunter, and a badass bounty hunter at that. He's given a bounty by some Imperials hiding out in town, except this bounty is one that no one's been able to pull off for some reason. He lands on a planet, meets a former slave hermit called Quill, who helps you find the base where the bounty's being held for no real reason. You meet a psycho bounty droid packing some serious heat, and together you breach the base and capture a baby. Oh, of course, this ain't no ordinary baby. It's a Yoda baby, and yep, you guessed it, it can use the Force. Albeit sparingly, which comes in handy when you need to choke people, lift huge creatures, stopping jets of fire, and wooing people with those little round eyes. Aww. Damn you, Disney! He turns the kid over for his bounty reward, new shiny armor. His consciousness gets the better of him, he saves the kid, narrowly escapes the planet, and now he's got a bounty on his head. Apparently Mandalorians are great warriors of honor you don't mess with. But this doesn't stop the multitudes of Imperial forces and bounty hunters coming after him. He goes from planet to planet with no real plan, meeting Jawas, bounty hunters, creatures, wannabe bounty hunters, Imperials, and ex-cons. He befriends a former Imperial called Kara, and together they save a village from an ATST. It took ages for this thing to go down. What they really needed was some Ewoks. Fuck Mandalorians, those little furballs go for the win. Each episode is more of the same people who seem legit to start, but later stab the Mandalorian in the back, with him always eventually getting the upper hand. After a few episodes that add nothing to the plotline, he winds up back on the original planet he started out on, and a slight twist that we almost didn't see coming. Baby Yoda saves a bounty pimp who's been sending bounty hunters after him this whole time. He joins the gang, and now they all try and take down the Imperials. Eventually, the head honcho Admiral arrives, which sparks a memory in the Mandalorian, and we find out why he became a Mandalorian in the first place. Bruce Wayne. His parents are killed, and he goes full Batman. Oh, pro tip. Mandalorian is a creed, not a race. During the skirmish, Quill gets killed trying to save the baby, and the psycho droid, now a repurposed nanny droid, comes to the rescue. Which is weird, not because he was a hardcore killer, because instead of taking the kid to the safety of the ship, he heads right back into town, blasting everything in sight. After Admiral Dickhead offers an ultimatum, the Mandalorian negotiates a peaceful resolution and part ways without incident. I'm just kidding. They turn the whole place into one steaming crater. Eventually, the imps get the upper hand and the Mandalorian is almost killed. And he's saved? No, not by Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's nanny droid. And yes, you get to see his face. But it's kind of like seeing Vader's. Jesus, no wonder they keep their helmets on all the time. But they get away, and there's a touching scene at the end where the nanny droid sacrifices itself. And the Mandalorian gets a jetpack! Muzzle tov. It ends with his friends staying behind, and now he's got a new mission, finding the kid's homeworld, Dagobah. But that's what happens, and now it's time for the good, the bad, and the stupid. Starting with the good! Okay, so special effects and pyrotechnics are at a minimum, which is refreshing for Star Wars. Less is more here. Make sure to appreciate the special effects more when they do happen. Also try to be somewhat realistic, where they can bring us a nice blend of science and fiction. The storyline, albeit a bit of a rinse, lather, repeat with different planets, occasionally left me guessing. And I love that feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next. No Jedi. Don't get me wrong, Jedi are awesome. But they're the low-hanging fruit of entertainment. Get in front of any screen and everybody turns into lightsabers. Although they're mentioned once in The Mandalorian, there is no Jedi throughout this entire thing. This whole series manages to pull through without one. Then there's the characters. I really enjoyed some of the characters in this series. They're believable, they're funny, gritty, they're relatable. Watching them just sit around talking or making plans and fucking up is just more realistic and believable, which I really enjoy. I don't have have a favorite episode per se, but there's this one episode where there's a prisoner cargo vessel thing, and he goes in to try and rescue someone, and he gets stabbed in the back by everybody. Some of the parts of it I didn't see coming at all, but yet the same thing happened. He beats everybody up and gets away. Then again, there's another little twist at the end of it, which again I didn't see coming. It's good to see Disney writing things like this and coming up with different ideas and trying new things, because let's face it, Star Wars is getting kind of tiresome, and we want to see something fresh and interesting. I'm not sold on the whole Baby Yoda thing, but I am interested to see where it goes. I mean, when he gets to his own planet, when he's going to find his whole race. I've only ever seen one of Yoda's kind. What's the rest of his species like? Do they have big cities underground or something? Who knows? We might actually find out. The plot gets a little tiring. The whole go here, beat bad guys, get away. They do change it up a little bit, but it still gets a little bit formulaic. And the whole non-talkative stoic thing that he does get a little old really fast. I mean, I'm all for less is more in the series, but it comes across as try-hardish and dull. It's like his parents never taught him how to socialize. Too soon? Lastly, he needs a cooler ship. What? I'm just saying. Dude. Seriously? Okay, I don't care how badass they think they are, droids cannot walk in lava. In fact, these guys would be burning the moment they walked into the room with this flowing river of lava. If the kid's 50 and Yoda's race lives to be about 1,000, this would make the kid the equivalent of our 4-year-olds. Now, I don't know about you, but most kids can talk before they're 4. This kid doesn't say a damn word, this gurgles. Speaking of which, some of the shit this little Yoda can do is fucking crazy for a baby. Can't speak, but lifting creatures up into the air and healing people through touch, no problem. And a final verdict. Acting. Storyline. Fun factor. Rewatchability. I'd watch it again. I really like the series, and even though you have to pay Disney to watch it, I'd still recommend it. If you don't want to pay, you can binge watch it by using Disney's 7-day free trial. Have you seen Mandalorian yet? What do you think about it? Comment here, I'll see you there. In the meantime, catch you on the flip side.